Hi everybody, it's Max Zenas again. I hope everyone is well. I hope everyone is feeling at least hopeful. And I might have already said this in one of the other posts, but Scorpio season has been a little funky. It's really interesting, right? Because just before I turned on the video, I sat down and within a minute, this guy was over here arguing with the truck drivers over there. I think he was arguing with the truck drivers, and then he walked past this way, and you can tell he was a little off. And I think that's the guy who lives in the park. Like, there's a guy who actually moved in the park because this is New York City and stuff like that happens every now and again. And so I guess out of all the places, all the directions he could have walked, he decided to walk past me, and he literally just says to me, ma'am, so, he says, ma'am, he said, the park is closed after hours, the park is closed after hours, and I'm like, but it's not after hours, and he's like, what time is it? And I said, it's almost 4, and he's like, okay, it's almost 4, mind you, you're not supposed to live in the park either, but, whatever, so, I'm just throwing it out there, so I feel like, I have been feeling a little conflicted and frustrated lately, and one of the frustrations has been living in an area where it's kind of hard to find a quiet place to sit unless I go all the way over to this park that's like a 20-minute walk away, 30-minute, maybe 30-minute walk away, depending on how fast you walk, and it closes at 3 o'clock, so and so I've been feeling a little frustrated. And I'm just sharing this out loud because maybe this is resonating for a lot of folks. One thing I forget is how I like to talk about Scorpio season as being a magical season, but also Scorpio season is shadow work, right? Like, Scorpio energy is very much shadow work energy, and so I'm feeling like a lot of frustration might be what's in my shadow. Maybe I've been pushing down a lot of frustration. One of my bad habits growing up, although I've gotten a little better as I got older, one of my bad habits growing up has been avoiding conflict. And so when you spend a lot of years avoiding conflict and pushing stuff down, you end up with a lot of this frustration. I don't know if y'all have noticed in a lot of other videos, I'm in my early 40s, and my hair is probably a good 30% white now, and I tend to attribute that to stress. The stresses that I push down. And it's funny because when I started shuffling, right, because I did want this to be a reading, I started shuffling, and the first thing that came out was this 3 of Swords. The 3 of Swords is heartbreak, so you might be still seething, right? There might be some frustrations coming up, like, not just, the 3 of Swords is a heartbreak. Is usually it usually represents third party situations. However, depending on where it shows up in the reading, whatever, it can really just represent frustration, betrayal. It doesn't necessarily have to be specifically heartbreak, but yeah, betrayal is the word that comes to mind. And so, yeah, it's a lot of... So yeah, I admit I'm one of those people that I have pushed down a lot of frustration. And one of the things I do when I go on my walks is something else I think I've shared before, is I will vent. I will walk and vent. A little bit what this guy was doing, except I don't talk to other people. I just vent. And then he asked me, what time is it, right? What time is it? So it's like, what time is it? What time is it? Like, maybe it's time to release these frustrations. One thing I've definitely been doing is working out, exercising, lifting weights, lifting heavier weights. And for a long time I used to jog, I would jog, but recently I've been doing more sprinting. just like running harder, like getting the frustration out in that way. I mean, there's a lot of other things. Maybe you're a singer, maybe you're a writer, maybe you're an actor. Maybe that's a great way. I feel like I was scrolling. It's so interesting because the very next card is this Sun card. So like right after this Three of Swords is this Sun card. So I feel like yellow, release. There's her hands up in the air. So I feel like it may be time to let a lot of this go. And again, I feel like I'm repeating myself. I feel like I might have said some things like this in a few other readings. Throwing your hands up. You know what they're saying? Wash your hands of it. Right? Whatever you can let go of right now, let go of. Whatever you can release. The conflict, the frustration. There's a prayer, I think I mentioned, there's this prayer that goes something like, give me the strength to control what I can and the strength to let go of what I can't control, something like that. And so whatever is out of your control, let it go. Whatever is out of your control, let it go. It's one of the tough things about being a very empathic and intuitive person is we'll pick up on what's happening for other people, right? We can easily pick up on what's happening, whatever frustrations or trials or tribulations other people are going through. We'll start to pick up on it energetically and need that reminder that that's not my problem, right? Whatever's not your problem is not your problem. And so I do remind myself of this all the time. Like, I'll pick up on something and I'm like, you know what? That's not my problem. And then right at the bottom of the deck is this World card, right? This person is standing up on these, what look like, I'm not sure what these look like, actually. Look like, it makes me think of a sundial, but it's not a sundial, is what I kind of wanted to say, but it's not. It kind of looks like the top of a sundial without the thingy. And it's just a World card, right? She's balancing up here on one leg, and I noticed there's dice hanging around her neck, right? So it's time to take a chance on life, right? Release what you can't control, release some of these frustrations, release what's not your business, and get in balance, and go out and take a chance on life. So I'm seeing a lot of green and blue here. So it's like, self-love. Focus on what you can, you know what I mean? What do you love to do? That's why I think I've said this in several readings. Sometimes you got to remind yourself when you don't know what to do. So it doesn't hurt to remind yourself, what do you love? What do you actually love to do? Do you love to dance? Maybe go do that. When in doubt, do things that you love to do. I recently just went for a walk, right? Because one of the things I enjoy doing is just going for walks. And I had exactly $6 in my name. And I had exactly $6 in my pocket, right? And so I'm like, you know what? There's a few little things I've been wanting to pick up from like discount store. This is particular soap that I buy at this store, a couple blocks away, a little shopping area further down. And when I was over there, then there's a discount store right across the street from that. And I found some string, right? Because I'll even show you. Where'd it go? I do some arts and crafts, right? I do some arts and crafts, and I've been having a hard time finding rainbow string again. $1.49. I was able to find some rainbow string. And I had exact the amount of money I needed. I bought this and another kind of string. So I had the exact amount of money I needed for what I wanted. And so now I'm going to go make some more bracelets, right? So when in doubt, what do you actually love to do, right? Sometimes, see, there goes the ambulance. I'm going to take this as confirmation. And you notice it's extra loud today, too, right? And I also feel like it's a sign to, like, treat it like an emergency. We tend to not treat what we love to do as important as the things we think we need to do. I'm gonna say that one more time. We tend to treat the things we love to do like they're not as important or more important than the things we need to do. And sometimes what you need to do is more of the things you love to do. And then sometimes that's why you don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. Like, no, you're not sure what you need to do, but what you need to do is what you love to do right now. What can you do right now? What do you love to do that you can do right now? What can you buy for $1 that you can actually just allow the energy to flow right now? Maybe you can buy a coloring book and some crayons. Go to the discount store, get a coloring book and color, right? If you are a creative person and you're not creating, but you're feeling stuck because, maybe you're looking for a new day job. You can't find that new day job. Maybe you're at a day job that you hate and you're like, man, this sucks. I don't know what to do. What should I do? What should I do? The things that you love to do. And then the very next card is this. This is Six of Pentacles, right? So that's someone handing you some abundance. Maybe I know I am able to make a few dollars by selling these bracelets, and I've been making bracelets and I've been accumulating bracelets and I've not been selling them. And so Spirit might be like, the thing that you love to do is the thing that could actually get you a little bit more money than you think, right? This is the Six of Pentacles. So it won't make you rich overnight, but it could get you something, right? Like if you love to paint, maybe you can just, again, even discount stores have a lot more than they used to nowadays. And Dollar Tree, and this is not an advertisement for any particular discount store, but I'm just saying discount stores, their arts and crafts sections have gotten a lot better over the years, because I feel like, not just catering to kids, but catering to teachers, right? The discount store that I like to go to in particular is literally right across the street from a school, and I feel like they know that, because they're aware that they're right across the street from a school. They have this really good, a decent, I want to say, nothing's perfect, of course, but they have canvases, they have paint. I've actually done a little arts and craft project at a juvenile detention center, and I used to go to the discount store, get the little paints. I used to actually get plates for them to paint on, just because you could get more in a pack as opposed to buying canvases. They're $1 each or something like that. You could spend $3 on a pack of plates and get 30, right? And you might be surprised. You might surprise yourself and you might think to yourself, who would buy this? Who would buy this corny little painting I just made on a plate? And you never know. Just maybe it's time to really get yourself out there, right? What is this? The next card, again, this is the same energy. This is Nine of Cups. Nine of Cups is transformation. It's the same energy, right? It's both of them have women on it. So readings aren't gender specific. But I feel like we're talking about feminine energy, and your feminine energy is your creative energy. Feminine energy is also productive energy, procreation, what we think of as procreation. Procreation is creation. It's multiplying. It's adding to the world, giving birth. Give birth to something new. And so if I'm talking to another creative, and again, like I said, if you're feeling stuck and maybe money's a little tight right now, and you're getting sometimes stress, the stress of not having a lot of money will oftentimes put us back into survival mode, and then we start thinking about all the things we should do. And those shoulds are based on what the world constantly telling us we should do. But it's there's a bunch of things you love to do and you haven't done it in a while. I haven't made a bracelet in a while. I haven't painted in a while. I haven't written in a while, right? That's why I'm showing this yellow, and I'm showing this two ladies. Both of them are what? They're throwing their hands in the air. Let go of what you do not have control over. Let go of what you do not have control over. Let go of what's not your business. Let go of what's not your business. Leave the past in the past. And what can you create right now? What can you create right now? Right? It definitely, if nothing else, it'll help you move your energy. If nothing else, it'll help you move energy. It'll help you move some of that stagnant energy. Because if you're born to create and you're not creating, then you're creating the stuck. Then you're creating the stagnation. That's the reality. That's the harsh reality. That's not so harsh once you let yourself hear it. And then like this is the energy that I might be putting myself in a little bit. Maybe I'm starting to feel a little stagnation. But the reality is I have plenty of things, I have plenty of ideas that I'm not creating, and it's time to just create. Whatever that might be. This sun card is the number 19, I'm just noticing, and it's 9 of cups, right? 9 and 19. 19 is 20. Wait. 19, 1 and 9 is 10, and then 9 and 10, right? So I feel like transformation and completion, complete things, right? Like I have ideas and I'll sometimes start doing something and then I won't complete it. And so yeah, it's actually good practice is just get into a habit of completing things. That's one of the reasons why I even started bracelets. Let me show you the simple little bracelet that I actually made recently. It's literally just string, because one thing I haven't been doing is showing things. It's string and a couple of letters. It's literally 3 strings braided together and a couple of letters. So one of the things making bracelets has allowed me to do is get into the habit of starting and completing things. I can start the idea and I can close it up and be done, but I actually am just getting myself into a habit of completion. I start things that I don't finish. So it's like small simple projects. I even painted my nails just now. Like I didn't do a great job. But you can't really tell from this far. You can't tell how terrible they are from this far away. Right? So it's just a matter of getting ourselves into the habit of completing what we started for the sake of completing, and creating for the sake of creating. Don't overthink what to do with what you created. Just create for the sake of creating, because you're a creative person, and it's what we're here to do. All right. That sounds good. I think we're good. Thank you guys. Take care.